What's good people, and welcome back to the channel, Kruboy Productions. My name is BK, and this is the Silly, Nerdy, and Wordy Podcast, episode 63, Shadow Force spoiler review. And in this episode, I'm going to be giving my spoiler review thoughts on the new action film Shadow Force, starring Kerry Washington, Omar Sy, and Mark Strong. And also, I'll be giving a little nugget of information that happened in this film, a nod to another film franchise, an iconic moment, I think, that is involved within this movie. What's going on, everybody? I hope everybody is doing very well. And I'm glad to be back doing another episode. And again, this is going to be a spoiler review of the new film Shadow Force. And let's get to it. This film, Shadow Force, is directed by Joe Carnahan. And before I get to that, I want to make sure that I correct myself, because in my out of the theater reaction, I mispronounced Omar Sy's name and I mispronounced it the other way. And so I just wanted to make sure I corrected his name. The name is pronounced is Omar Sy, not Sy. And moving on, this movie stars Kerry Washington, Omar Sy, Mark Strong, Jahleel Kamara, Method Man, Divine, Joy, Randolph, and many others. And so that is the main cast, and it's directed by, again, Joe Carnahan. His former director credits include The A-Team, and that was in 2010, Smokin Aces in 2006, and then Smokin Aces 2 in 2010, and then Bad Boys for Life in 2020, which is amazing. I love those Bad Boy films. And as I mentioned earlier, there's a nugget within this Shadow Force film, a little spoiler, that happened in this film. And if you have seen the Bad Boy films, all three of them, there is a signature moment that happens in all of the films where Martin Lawrence and Will Smith's character, they somehow end up on the ground. And as they stand up, the music is playing, the camera is rotating 360 around them as they are still. And one of them says, "Stuff got real." And it's just an iconic, what I believe is an iconic moment in each of those Bad Boy films. And I believe within this Shadow Force film, this director, he did his own version of this camera shot, a little different, a little less intensity, but he still did it, what I believe. I could be wrong. But in this film, Kerry Washington and Omar Sy's character, they are on the beach, I believe, and as they are standing up, the camera starts to rotate as well on them as well. And like I said, just a little bit less intensity as it is in the Bad Boy movies. So I just thought that was a really nice moment to give a nod to Michael Bay, because he is the one that started that off. And if you don't know who Michael Bay is, think of Bad Boys 1, think of Bad Boys 2, think of the first 5 Transformers movies, think of Armageddon. Those movies are what Michael Bay has done. And so he has made that particular movement of the camera and the scene and the music very iconic. And so very cool to see this director put that in this film. So a nod to that particular moment. Now, let's get back to this movie. Of course, this Shadow Force movie, I also say that Kerry Washington is a producer on this film as well. And this was an interesting movie. Overall, I thought it was a good, solid action movie, a fun movie. I had a good time with this movie. The story, in terms of how it went about, it is about Omar Sy's and Kerry Washington's characters. They are a bit of an estranged couple. Their backstories are they were in this elite unit, the Special Force unit, and they were assassins. They were doing work for an elite unit in the government, not of the other normal alphabet organizations. And they eventually broke the cardinal rule, which is to not be together, to not fall in love, which they did. And they had a kid. So they decided to leave that unit and betray their unit, betray their leader, played by Mark Strong. And so they're hunted, they're out of that life, and then they separate to protect themselves, but they take the way a different route. Instead of the man being the one that's being away from the family and protecting them from afar, it's actually the woman, Kerry Washington's character. She's the one that has to be separated from the child and the husband. She's not the one staying at home. And so that's an interesting choice that they chose to do that, and very cool to see that, as well as just Kerry Washington being in this action type of a role. And so at the beginning of the film, they are separated and they eventually reunite about in the second act of the film. And of course, the father character, Omar Sy's character, and the kid, they're at a bank, and then something happens. It's on camera, and so then they have to go into hiding then have to go on the run, and then the movie picks up from there. But like I said, I thought it was a good, solid action movie. Like the twist at the end where Method Man's character ends up betraying them, being the inside guy. But in terms of the action, the explosions, the hand-to-hand combat, the weapons, the chase sequences on the ground as well as on the water, I definitely enjoyed all of those things as well. Even the tricked out car that they had, that Kerry Washington's car had ready to go, having a safe spot for the kid to go into. I thought that was really, really cool to have that in there. But in terms of all the action sequences and the way it was just fun. I enjoyed it, how it was put together and how it was executed. And moving on, I would say more so about the story, relationships, particularly with the father and the kid. The kid is played by Jahleel Kamara, and the relationship between the two of them, I definitely enjoyed how they were going back and forth, and just how they were before they had to go on a run, and then when they were going on the run, the relationships and the conversations they were having between obviously a grown man and about a six or 7 year old or 5 or 6 year old. Definitely enjoyed the way they played off of each other. And then once Kerry Washington's character came into play with the three of them, I enjoyed their connection, their conversations, their relationship as well. And also on the villain side, Mark Strong, enjoyed his performance as well. I've enjoyed his performance in a lot of the things that he has done through his career and the different roles he's been in. So great to see that as well. And then one other thing I wanted to point out, it's just a small moment, but there was a moment where Kerry Washington's character was on the beach. She was walking and she's talking. She's on the phone. And the way she was walking kind of got some Scandal vibes in terms of that. Of course, she was in that show for multiple seasons. And so there's just a certain way that she walked. I feel like I saw a little bit of that in this film, as she was doing that on the beach briefly. And then the score, the music, the sound, pretty solid. Nothing really stood out to me. It was good throughout. It was a nice, funny moment when Method Man's character was in the car with the kid, and they made made a reference to Wu-Tang Clan. Of course, Method Man was in that group for a long time, way before he became an actor. And it's just interesting that the parents of Jahleel allowed him to not only just be in this movie, but there was a moment where he had to say one of the more vulgar curse words about Wu-Tang Clan. It was a funny moment, interesting, obviously that does happen in the world of acting, letting kids say certain words for a film. So that was an interesting and funny moment. And then also the pacing and the rhythm of the movie, I thought it was pretty good throughout. I didn't feel like there was any small or slow moments for me. So I definitely liked that also. And this movie wasn't too long, so it was under 2 hours as well. And what else can I say? I definitely, like I said, I enjoyed this movie. It's definitely Blu-ray worthy for me. Would definitely watch it again once it becomes available. And I think that's it. So yeah, definitely had a great time with this movie. It's a good, solid movie. Was it the greatest movie? Nothing's perfect, but I think it's pretty solid, pretty good. And I think that's all I'm going to have for this movie. So just let me know what you think. Did you see this movie? Are you going to see this movie? And if you have seen it, what did you like about it? Or was it a favorite part, or did you not like it? And if you didn't like it, leave a comment and say why you didn't. So yeah, subscribe, leave a comment, and follow the podcast. And if you want to listen, this podcast is available for you to listen on Spotify or iHeartRadio or Apple Music or wherever you get your podcasts. You can definitely do that as well if you prefer to listen. And that is it for today. So hope you enjoyed it. Hope you come back again. And until next time, we will talk soon.